Django, Django, have you ever seen again?
I have arrived. I am here. So, it's so weird. It's so weird that people have been like, literally like feuding, like just fighting, just getting so angry at each other about fucking Godzilla. That's so bizarre to me. About this film. I mean, the reaction to Godzilla, King of the Monsters, has been incredibly mixed, bordering on almost just very negative. More so negative than positive, it seems, anyways. At least critically, when it comes to reviews. But honestly, bizarrely, I actually loved the fucking thing. I actually loved this goddamn movie. I'll go on, but honestly, okay, when I was a little kid, I'm a Godzilla fan. I don't have encyclopedic knowledge about Godzilla, but I'm a fan. I grew up loving Godzilla. When I was a little kid, I had a Godzilla toy that was about like yay big, and it was blue. It looked kind of like the Godzilla we see in the film, just an older model, you know. It didn't look like that horrific fucking 1998 Godzilla film, whatever the fuck that was. Broderick was in it, right? Or did get that away from me? But no, but this Godzilla toy was sick. I loved it so much. I loved imitating Godzilla. I even had a big King Kong toy. I used to make them, ironically enough, fight each other when I was a kid. It was really cool. And I've always loved Godzilla. I've always, like, even those older, like, Japanese, where it's just like a man in the suit, I love it. And, you know, the 2014... the Godzilla film, I gave that my review is still up on YouTube. I might post it down below or something. But yeah, the 2014 Godzilla film, I'm pretty sure I gave that like a 9 out of 10. And honestly, look, here's so about this new film. Now, I just don't get it. Why did you guys go see the movie? Why did you go see the movie? You went to go see the movie because of fucking monsters, right? That's what the movie gives you. Monsters. Okay? I loved this movie. Now, am I gonna have a high replay value for this film? No. Am I gonna watch this movie like 100 times? Well, no. But then again, I don't know that I've done that with any Godzilla film. I don't think there's any Godzilla film that exists that I watched it like 100 times over and that type of thing. Okay, like what the fuck? But so yeah, replay value is probably pretty low. The CGI, the visual effects. Intriguingly, I think the quality of the CGI and the visual effects are better in the 2014 film. You know. I just think that in the 2014 film, I think that the CGI just had better rendering, in my personal opinion. You know, the CGI in this film is kind of on a level of like The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the CGI and visual effects, the quality of them is weak, you know what I'm saying? And I'm specifically talking about I'm talking like the texture. All right, I'm talking about the texture of the CGI and the visual effects are a bit weak overall in this new film. You know, sometimes you'll see like the skin of a monster, or you'll see their body, and I'll just be like, man, I kind of wish they spent more time making it look more real. You know what I'm saying? For example, the CGI of all these creatures, they ain't got nothing unlike Thanos. You know what I'm saying? Or even like the Na'vi from like Avatar. So yeah, the quality of the CGI and the visual effects are a bit weak, you know. The CGI and visual effects, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. It's just, you know, they're nowhere. The quality is nowhere near as good as the 2014 film, and the quality should have been much better, like 3 times, 5 times better for sure. What's another flaw I had? I think that might be my main flaw, is that I just wish that the special effects were, the quality of the special effects were better. But other than that, I really love this film, you know. Is the visual quality a bit degraded? Sure, but it's what they do, you know. It's what they do with the CGI and the visual effects. That's why I love this movie, okay? The monster fights are insane, okay? And the cinematography is visually stunning during the introduction of these monsters, and during, honestly, anytime that there's a monster on the screen, or anytime that a monster is fighting another monster, it's like visually stunning, truly. Like, could the visual effects, should they have been better? Yes, but that doesn't change the fact that with the CGI that they have, they're making beautiful moments. You know, the introduction of Rodan when he's coming out of the fucking like that mountain or that volcano. I think it's like a volcano. You know, when we first see Ghidra. By the way, I thought it was pronounced Ghidra, the 3-headed dragon motherfucker with the yellow lightning bolts. I thought it was pronounced Ghidra. When they were pronouncing the dragon's name in the movie, I was like, what y'all say? I thought, what the fuck? I thought it was called Ghidra. There's even a character in the film that was just like, what? And I was like, me too, motherfucker. I thought you pronounced it Ghidra. I'm just gonna call the sumbitch Ghidra, but oh my god, the introduction of that character was so dope. It was like frozen, like this big block of ice. I was like, ah! Like it just made me freak out, you know. It reminded me of like, and then you see like people as like little ants, you know, maintaining it somehow, and like monitoring giant monster, and there's so many moments like that, and throughout this film that reminded me of like watching Gundam Wing, well, no, Gundam Wing, the anime that was on Toonami, you know. Love that anime. I had to double check. I was like, Gundam Wing? Oh yeah, that's a real thing. It's been a long time since I watched Gundam Wing, but I love that show because, like, especially in Gundam Wing, when like the suits would be like just stationed, you know, not doing anything, and you would see like camera pans. Or like the camera would just be locked onto the robot suit's feet, and you see like people like ants like walking around, and you get a sense of the scale, and it's like, whoa. I will say the sense of awe and wonderment, and the sense of huge scale from these creatures is pretty awe-inspiring. Now, the human element of the story. Who gives a fuck? What's wrong with y'all? Who gives a fuck? Okay, I'll admit. I will admit to you that there is no acting performance that stunned me, okay? I'll admit that from a performance standpoint, everybody's operating on the same level unless a character's being comedic. Everyone's performance is just sufficient. It's alright. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing worth picking apart, in my opinion. The dialogue and characters' actions. Look, no doubt, no doubt. Cool monster imagery aside, there's no doubt that the story is not only just bonkers, but there's so many aspects of the story that don't make sense. There's so many scenes that are stitched together, and I'm just like, those two scenes shouldn't have gone together. But all right, there's character actions that don't make any fucking sense. You know, like there's a couple main characters that self-sacrifice themselves, and I was just like, like not only were these moments not earned and they weren't emotionally impactful, but like I was just like there's a main character that dies trying to revive a certain titan, if you will, a certain monster, if you will. And I was just like, what the fuck? It just felt so out of the blue. I was just like, I don't know that we needed, I don't know that the character needed to die that dramatically in this melodramatic way, but whatever. And honestly, I just don't care. I really don't care that I mean, look, there's only maybe one time that the dialogue made me go. Like one or maybe two times. There was two times that I like legitimately cringed in this movie, okay? One time was from a piece of dialogue from LL Cool J's, or not, no, Ice Cube, Ice Cube's son. There's a piece of dialogue from him that I was just like, he said some shit like, oh man, do you think Godzilla, I was just like, whoa, what was that piece of dialogue? That was just all kinds of terrible. And also, there's another scene where there's a character played by Bradley Whitford, where the character goes, oh, don't worry, I record everything. I record everything. And I was just like, it's like, not only was that not funny, but what the fuck was that moment? Oh my god. Oh yeah. And then Kyle Chandler, who plays Mark Russell. What is going on with that character? Like, this character, not only is he like bizarrely the main character, I say bizarrely just because like, it's difficult to it's difficult to take Mark Russell serious because like played by Kyle Chandler, because every scene that he's in, not only is everything always dramatically dead serious and it's like life or death seemingly in almost every moment, but it's just like, it's like, what the fuck? It's hard for me to feel anything towards his character because his character feels like a impossibility. It's like, wait, what? It's like, there's no way this man would have survived going from A to B to A to B. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that this character should have been able to do this and survive that. But whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? He just came across as kind of silly and a bit over the top. Emotionally, but it's fine, whatever. It's a Godzilla movie. What the fuck's wrong with y'all? Like people are complaining. It's like, does the story make sense? Not really. Is there weak dialogue from the characters in general? Yeah, the dialogue's pretty weak. It's pretty weak. I hesitate to say bad because like the writing and the character actions or character decisions, they never really killed me because it's like, I never really had that high of a regard for this film coming in. Like, I didn't come into this movie thinking like, oh my god, this is gonna be a fucking 11 out of 10, hoo-ha. Like, I didn't think that, you know. I was very open to this movie, and it's very reminiscent of Godzilla films. Like, I'm kind of weirded out by people saying like, you know, well, there should have been more of the humans. There should have been more of the human side of things, you know, and like this should have felt more like. It's almost like people were expecting like a Christopher Nolan, David Fincher-esque kind of Godzilla film. It's like, wait, what? Like, why did you guys come to see this movie? This isn't a Christopher Nolan film. This isn't a David Fincher film. It's a fucking Godzilla film. Okay, I get that, like, there's some stupid dialogue. I agree. I get that virtually every character in this film, had they died by the end credits, I wouldn't have cared, you know. I'll admit that from an emotional standpoint, I just don't care about these characters. There's character decisions and plot developments that don't necessarily make sense. But that doesn't change the fact that we get more monsters than human stories, and the monster imagery, the monster moments, the monster battles are fucking awesome. Okay? Special effects are weaker than expected, and that irks me. But other than that, the action's awesome. What they do with the special effects is just insane. There are shots of Mothra that made me freak the fuck out, fam. I freaked out. There's countless action sequences between like Ghidorah and Godzilla that had me freaking out, man. Like, I love monster movies, and like, oh my god, it's so nice. It's so nice to see them abandon like the human stories. I mean, there's human stories, like Millie Bobby Brown is in here, and she's completely fucking forgettable. But she's got like a whole arc in the film, and like, sort of, not really. But she's got a whole series of situations that she's dealing with. By the way, in the third, I'm going all over the place, I know. Okay, we're doing this in one take, okay? It's a oneer, okay? It's a oneer. But I ain't got time to be editing right now. I'm doing the best I can. Well, I like these long format videos, actually. Shit. But, yeah. What was I just talking about? Millie Bobby Brown? Yeah, in the third, oh my goodness. In the third act, I'll just say the plot armor for Millie Bobby Brown. Silly, dog. Silly. But that's what it was, you know? When people are like, you know, the dialogue made me so angry, it was so fucking stupid. This sequence of events made me so angry because it just removes logic. Okay, but like, Godzilla himself is completely illogical, goddamn, alright? Like, I think people... What is going on with fandom? I don't know. Like, where... I just don't understand where your expectations were at if you hated this movie, because it's a movie about Godzilla. And I thought it was awesome, okay? This concept that the humans and the human stories were ludicrous is a weak point to me, okay? When the fuck... In pretty much every Godzilla film ever, the human side of things has always been the biggest weak point. Okay, like there's never. Have you seen like any Godzilla films outside the 2014 one? Okay, there are ridiculous things happening on the human side of things when it comes to the human stories. Okay, there's dumb things happening, illogical things happening. You know why it doesn't matter? Because it's Godzilla. Okay. You never heard me once be like, well, when I was a kid, I hated this said Godzilla film because the human characters were trash. Who gives a fuck about the human characters? Shit. At least they're not like those god awful characters from those Michael Bay Transformers movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It just the negatives that people are killing each other over are they're just not that bad. I think the positives outweigh the negatives immensely in this film. This is truly a Godzilla film. What the fuck's wrong with y'all? And let me tell you something. The third act, the monster fights just were overwhelmingly awesome. But seriously, the final the final scene. This is when I knew that I really enjoyed the film. The final scene in this movie, and the final image. The final frame in this movie, right? And just our final scene involving Godzilla. Shit! I'm still freaking out about it now because something happened in that scene that not only is that scene automatically one of my favorite scenes of the year, but Mike Dougherty, is that how you say his name, the director? Thank you, bro. Thank you. I know you're getting a lot of hate, but thank you, because God, you can tell that you understood. Clearly, you understand Godzilla. Granted, I wish the special effects were better. It would have been nice, you know, if the human side of things some things weren't so dumb. But other than that, this film is just, oh my God, this film is like a love letter to Godzilla. And honestly, that final scene, that perfectly embodies Godzilla. I'm willing to go down and say that the last sequence is the most Godzilla scene ever portrayed in a Godzilla movie. It's like the most Godzilla moment ever. Okay, if that makes any sense, okay? Like, just the final scene in this movie perfectly just understands the essence of Godzilla, you know what I'm saying? And lives up, well, I don't want to, just know that the final scene in this movie made my heart melt, and I was almost tempted to start clapping. I was like, oh, shit! Godzilla's back, pussies! I don't give a damn. The human stories could get dumber for all I give a fuck. Give me more of these fucking movies, okay? Like, it's a Godzilla movie, guys. It's not like this was gonna be on my top 10 list of favorite movies of the year. You know, it's just fun. Some movies, believe it or not, you were just supposed to have fun watching them. Crazy, I know. Hard to tell from the way that I review movies sometimes. But seriously, there are just those rare, exceptional films that, like, honestly, some things you gotta just throw out. You know, again, I get that the humans are fucking dumb as fuck. I get it. But hey, Prometheus, okay? I gave Prometheus a 10 out of 10. Or did I gave Prometheus by Ridley Scott like a 10, no. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. Either way. Prometheus, I loved, clearly. And there's fucking oodles and oodles of dumbass character moments in that film. I still love that film, you know what I'm saying? Interstellar, by Christopher Nolan. I love Interstellar. I love it so much. However, you know, the scene with the truck driving, even though it's like driving on a flat tire, or it's like, what, that's illogical. Or like, you know, the scene where Anne Hathaway, where she's going on this huge monologue about how powerful love is. It's like that scene is still kind of cringeworthy to this very day. Like, to this very day, that scene is like, oh, I think you're reaching, Nolan. I mean, it's adorable what you're trying to imply, Nolan, but you're reaching about this concept of love, right? You know, those two moments, like, even to this day when I watch Interstellar, I'm like, oh, I wish he had done something different. Are they weak points? Yes, but it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There's like a whole other section of there's like everything else about the movie. You know what I'm saying? There's like so much more movie than those dumb moments. So I can let those dumb moments go. There's a lot of dumb moments in this new Godzilla film. But to be honest with you, I came to see monsters fight. I didn't come to throw this movie on my top 10 list at the end of the year. My top 10 favorite movies, okay? I came to watch monsters fight. And to hopefully not die from cringes. And that's what happened for me. I got what I was looking for. I don't know what the fuck y'all was looking for, but I came to watch monsters fight. I came for goosebumps-inducing monster imagery and monster moments, and goosebumps-inducing sound design. Oh my God, the sound design, the voices, the signature voices and roars and growls of Ghidra and Rodan and Godzilla are just amazing. Weirdly, that's another flaw. That's another flaw, actually. The soundtrack, the music, pretty much non-existent, okay? The music didn't really do anything for me. Weirdly, this is the first movie in a long time where the sound effects were better than the music, you know? So that's kind of weird. But, yeah, I wish there was more attention paid to the music or the score, personally. But yeah, I don't know. I love the film. I can't see monsters fight. I got it. Personally, I'm feeling an 8. An 8 out of 10 for this film. But what'd you think? Let me know down below. Do you hate it like the rest of the world, basically? Let me know. Oddly enough, I really enjoyed the goddamn thing.